Good morning again. My name is Cece Dicus. I'm the Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. As we welcome the academic procession, let me explain some of the customs, traditions, and ceremonies. The graduates will enter the auditorium following the mace carried by the law faculty member with the most seniority, who is Professor Siegfried Wiesner. The graduates and all participants in the ceremony are clothed in academic caps and gowns. Persons with graduate degrees also have hoods. Each graduate-level college degree has a distinctive hood. The colors of the hood have special significance. A black shell is silk-lined with the color of the institution conferring the degree. For St. Thomas, the colors are blue and white. The hood is then bordered by velvet, which is the color signifying the field of learning in which the degree pertains. With the law degree, the color is purple that designates that status. The graduates will receive their hoods as part of the ceremony. Some students are wearing cords of various colors. Each different colored cord represents the student's participation in a student organization. Students who are displaying gold cords are graduating with honors, cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude. These cords are given to students who have achieved academic excellence. The students will be followed by members of the law faculty and administration. Following the faculty members are the platform committee, comprised of the president of the university, deans and members of the University and Law School Board of Advisors, trustees, and other dignitaries. I now present to you the Dean of St. Thomas University Law School, Dean Douglas Ray.
Good morning. I thank you for joining us on this very special and important day. And I ask you to stand for an invocation by our law school chaplain, the Reverend Monsignor Andrew Anderson, which will be followed by the national anthem led by St. Thomas Law student Travis Tillery.
As we gather to celebrate the successful completion of our graduates' requirements for the Masters of Arts of Law and for the Juris Doctor degree, we as a faculty, staff, and administration are honored to join with the class of 2014 in remembering their classmate and friend, Anwar Janania. The yellow ribbons Dean Ray and I wear are in remembrance of Anwar and represent the faculty. I ask each of you now to join with the Juris Doctorate class of 2014. The faculty, the staff, and the administration of St. Thomas University School of Law in a moment of silence to commemorate Anwar. O God, as we commend Anwar, your servant, to your care, so we ask your blessing and guidance upon our graduates this day. Gift them, O God, with a zeal for truth and justice, that they may use their knowledge of law to continue to fashion a society where laws are just, where the just are free, where the accused can hope for justice. Amen. Please remain standing as Travis Tilley, a first-year law student, leads us in the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet
Please be seated. Members of the graduating class, Monsignor Casal, Father O'Neill, Monsignor Anderson, trustees, board members, faculty, staff, distinguished guests, family and friends of the graduates, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to our spring 2014 commencement. It is a special honor to welcome to our celebration today the Honorable Wilfredo Ferrer, who is U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida and who will address us as our commencement speaker. I'd also like to recognize a few of the many special people we have on the stage today. We're honored to have with us Herman Russomano, Esquire, who is chair of our Law School Board of Advisors and several members of our advisory board, Father Patrick O'Neill, the former president of the university, who was instrumental to the founding of the law school, Chairman John Dooner and Mr. George Rico of the University Board of Trustees, who are friends and supporters of the law school. We're also privileged to have our university provost, Dr. Gregory Chan, and Vice Presidents Beverly Backrack and Terry O'Connor. We're especially privileged to have with us in the first row on the floor members of the class of 1989 who are serving as our Grand Marshals to mark the 25 years since their graduation from this law school. I ask all of you to join me in thanking the members of the Platform Party and our Grand Marshals for their leadership and their support. This is a day we celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates, a day we welcome them into a profession in which they can spend their lives helping people, and a day we say thank you to all of you family members, friends, and supporters who made this day possible for them. We have much to celebrate. First, we celebrate the kind of people today's graduates are. They have won honors in trial and appellate advocacy. They've made our student organizations stronger. They've sponsored special charity events for the community. They've helped the less fortunate through their volunteer work. Members of this graduating class provided over 22,000 hours of volunteer legal services to the community. 71 members of this class were specially recognized with public service commendations for providing over 100 hours of pro bono public service each. But every single member of this class contributed to this tremendous level of service. They're already making a difference as law students. Think of the difference they will make when they graduate. Please join me in applauding their commitment to the less fortunate. To our graduates, on behalf of the faculty and staff, we hope that this has been a transforming experience for you. As lawyers, you have the opportunity to be the peacemakers and communicators of our society, the people who make things happen and help others realize their dreams. Not everyone realizes that that's what lawyers do. I recently read a story about the Pritzker Prize for Architecture, which is the most prestigious international award for architects. It was awarded to a Japanese architect, Shigeru Ba, who's known for his architectural creations and his work in disaster relief. But when he was interviewed about his award, he said, "I always feel sorry for lawyers and doctors who only deal with people in distress. Well, architects get to work with people who are happy to be moving into new homes." When I saw this, I wanted to write him a letter. Because while it's true that attorneys are trusted with the responsibility of helping people in crisis, whether they are injured victims, accused of crimes, or otherwise in crisis, but lawyers do so much more, even more than architects. Lawyers can be the architects of happiness for people. helping people achieve their dreams, whether it is a dream of adopting a child, a dream of starting a business, a dream of buying a home, or even contracting with an expensive architect like Mr. Ba. As lawyers, you also get to be the architects of our future and our freedoms. Some of you will be legislators drafting laws. Others of you will be attorneys and judges who change the law to better protect our freedoms. Some of you will create programs. One of our university trustees, Mr. Stanley Tate, is a law school graduate, and he created the Florida Prepaid College Savings Program. And his contribution to that program was recognized by the governor, who renamed the program the Stanley G. Tate Prepaid College Program. So whether as a citizen, as a lawyer, as a judge, or as a legislator, this education has given you the tools to make a difference. Far greater, I think, than any other degree or any other credential. The message that we are sending you as a faculty today, when you walk across that stage, is that we've evaluated you, we have tested you, we have come to know you, and we think you are ready to assume these special responsibilities, these special opportunities of being an attorney. Whether you do it in private sector, in public service, whether you practice law or pursue careers in business or government or public service, you will make a difference. We also celebrate the friendships among you and what you have come to mean to each other. You came here as strangers, and over the past 3 years, you have made friends, some of whom are like family, and who, like family, will be friends for life. So I hope you take time today to appreciate these people and stay in touch with them. Most importantly, today's ceremony is about supporting and celebrating the support and love from family and friends who made this possible. Today, each of you as a graduate, wearing these robes, are creating a moment for them that they will not forget. Each of the parents, the uncles, the aunts, the children, the husbands, the wives, are remembering a time when this did not seem possible. Some of the parents are thinking about triumphs you had. Others are thinking about days in the emergency room or nights sleeping on the hospital floor. At least a few were thinking about the day when they wondered if you would be a lawbreaker instead of a lawmaker, as you've turned out to be today. But as they relive those moments, and I know they do because as a parent I relived moments exactly like that at my children's graduations, as they relive those moments and you walk across that stage, they're going to feel a sense of warmth, a sense of pride, and a sense of relief that you have made this day worthwhile, and they are so proud of you and what you have accomplished. There will be a few tears in their eyes as your name is called. So I ask our graduates to just stand for a moment and turn around and applaud all these wonderful people who believed in you and made this possible. Thank you. You may be seated. And finally, this day would not be possible without the special efforts of our caring faculty and staff. Just as you will spend your career helping your clients achieve their dreams, members of our faculty and staff spend their careers helping you develop your talents and achieve your dreams. It is my privilege to be their colleague. I know they always put students first, and I ask the members of our faculty and staff to stand so that we can show our appreciation to them. It's now my special privilege to introduce the president of our university, the Reverend Monsignor Franklin Casal. His commitment to social justice inspires our university, and his support of the law school is instrumental to our success. Monsignor Casal.
Good morning, everyone. This room is filled with pride today, and I wish to congratulate those who are the source of our pride, the graduates of St. Thomas University School of Law, class of 2014. For St. Thomas University, today is about the best day of the year. For our graduates, it's probably the best day since you began your journey 3 years or so ago. Today we honor you, our law school graduates. And I also would like to salute the United States Attorney Wilfredo Ferrer, our distinguished speaker and friend of St. Thomas University School of Law, and the class of 1985, celebrating their 25th anniversary, who have come as the Grand Marshals today. And thank all of you for what you do in the profession. I extend the best wishes and congratulations of Archbishop Thomas Wensky, the sponsor of St. Thomas University and the School of Law and its governing board, the Board of Trustees. The Archbishop is right now in Poland celebrating the canonization of St. John Paul II. But I know you're in his thoughts and his prayers. On your behalf, I thank Dean Ray, his administration, and our outstanding faculty. But in particular this morning, I would like to thank Dean Ray as he steps down from his post as Dean of St. Thomas University School of Law after 4 years, and wish him the very best, and thank him for his firm leadership and his vision these 4 years. We are extremely grateful to him, and I ask you to join me in appreciation. And at the same time, I look forward to the return of Professor Alfred Garcia. Alfred Garcia is our new dean. I also salute your parents, relatives, and friends who have supported you during what is often a very stress-filled path through the study of law. But I'm sure you will agree with me, it was well worth it. For in just a few minutes, we will name you the newest group of lawyers in this great country of ours. God bless you.
Thank you, Monsignor Casal, especially for those kind words. I now invite to the lectern the valedictorian of our graduating class, Ms. Jennifer Edgley. A graduate of Brigham Young University, Ms. Edgley served as executive editor of the St. Thomas Law Review, was on the dean's list every semester, served as an ambassador for our admissions office, and received the highest grade in several of her courses. She graduates today with a 3.97 grade point average. While in law school, Ms. Edgley earned a pro bono commendation for her volunteer work, worked as a certified legal intern for the Broward County Public Defender, and served as a judicial intern for Judge Jordan on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit, as a research assistant for Professor Moore, as a law clerk for the Citrin and Velasquez Law Firm in Coral Springs, and as an academic intern at the Holland and Knight Law Firm in Miami. In all these roles, she represented us exceptionally well, and after graduation plans to pursue a career in public service in Florida. It is also my pleasure to present Ms. Edgley with the American Law Institute Scholarship and Leadership Award in honor of her achievements. This award comes with a framed certificate and credits for continuing education courses provided by the American Bar Association and the American Law Institute. So please join me in congratulating her on her achievements.
Thank you. Thank you. Monsignor Casal, Dean Ray, Mr. Ferrer, Board of Trustees, Law School Board of Advisors, administrators, faculty, and family, friends, and guests of the class of 2014. Today we have much to be proud of. As the graduating class of 2014, we have read and briefed hundreds of cases and taken countless examinations. We have participated in moot court and mock trial competitions. We have been involved in the publication of excellent legal scholarship. As clinic participants, we have represented clients and participated in motions, trials, and oral arguments. We've won awards and received scholarships. We have performed thousands of pro bono hours. We have made lifelong friendships. We have sacrificed. We have overcome challenges. We have worked harder than we ever could have imagined possible. Today, we are law school graduates. As I've reflected on my experiences these past 3 years, I have mixed emotions. I'm relieved to be finished with finals. I'm a little bit anxious about confronting the bar exam in July. I'm excited about what the future holds, but I'm a little sad to leave the comfort of the St. Thomas community. Most of all, I feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude. As a class, we have achieved incredible things. However, we could not have done it alone. On behalf of our class, I thank you, our dear friends and family members, for your sacrifices and support. I am so grateful for my own family. Thank you to my husband, Alex, for taking care of me. Thank you for cheering me on, for celebrating my victories, and for comforting me when the stress and pressure of school felt overwhelming. Thank you, Alex, for your patience in me. As many of you know, it is not easy having a law student as a significant other. Thank you to my parents, Brian and Ann, for being incredible examples to me and for believing in me. Dad, thank you for showing me the value of hard work and for the personal sacrifices you made in order to ensure that I received the best education. Mom, thank you for being my best friend. Thank you for encouraging me to be my best self. In addition, I am thankful to my Heavenly Father and my Savior, Jesus Christ. I am thankful for countless answered prayers and for the comfort and the peace that they have given me. I have truly seen the Lord's hand in this journey. I'm grateful for the legacy my maternal grandparents, Frank and Beatrice Gazzardo, left for their posterity. My grandpa was the 9th of 12 children born to Italian immigrants. He was a child of the Great Depression. He loved to learn and considered education to be the most worthy of pursuits. As a devoted Catholic, he committed himself to a life of service, and to that end, he chose to enter the workforce and forego pursuing his own education in order to support his younger brother through college. Both of my grandparents were committed to instilling the value of education in their 4 children. My grandparents weren't wealthy. At great personal sacrifice, they sent their children to private Catholic school because they wanted their children to obtain the very best education possible. My grandpa wanted the same for my siblings and I, so he gave each of us a small college fund. Today, 3 of my cousins are also graduating, 2 with master's degrees and 1 with a bachelor's degree. My grandparents passed away many years ago. However, I like to believe that their legacy continues to live on through their grandchildren. Finally, I am so appreciative of the faculty, especially Dr. Amy Ronner. In her classes, Professor Ronner challenged us to perform to our potential. She encouraged us to reevaluate our preconceived notions and assumptions. She taught us that the law can be used as a healing tool. She inspired us to be dreamers, to never give up hope. Professor Ronner has shown us that while progress may be painfully slow, it will come, and we can be a part of it. Thank you, Professor Ronner, for using your law degree to bless the lives of your students and to champion noble causes. You are an inspiration to us all. Friends, today stands as a testimony of our capacity for greatness. Each of us have unique gifts and talents. As we enter the world as lawyers in a few short months, we will each choose unique career paths. Some of us will work in public interest. Others will pursue opportunities in the private sector. Some of us may even choose careers outside of the practice of law. No matter what we choose, we can make an impact. As Gordon B. Hinckley, former president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, once said, "The important work of the world is done, for the most part, by ordinary people who do their work in an extraordinary manner." I am confident that each of us will be presented with opportunities to embody the law school's mission of providing service and fostering a public order of human dignity. It is my hope that each of us will seize on these opportunities. Class of 2014, congratulations and best of luck.
Thank you, Ms. Edgley. I have 2 other awards to present, and so I'd ask Marlene Sato and Alyana Altbriggen to please come forward, and Ms. Edgley to rejoin us on the stage. Each year, we recognize one student for an outstanding commitment to public service and volunteer work. It is my honor to present Ms. Marlene Sato with this year's award. A graduate of Florida International University, she worked as a legal administrator before joining our law school. At St. Thomas, she was on the Dean's List, a member of our mock trial team, and president of our Dade County Bar Student Association. She worked as a certified legal intern for the Miami-Dade Public Defender's Office and is honored today for her extraordinary commitment to public service. She provided more than 800 hours of volunteer legal service, helping the clients of the Public Defender's Office. And when I called to tell her of the award, she asked me to share her gratitude to her husband Eduardo and her children Nathaniel, Angelina, and Eddie for making this possible. It is also my special honor to present the Dean's Award for Outstanding Leadership and Service to Ms. Alyana Altbriggen, who was elected by her classmates to serve as president of our Student Bar Association. She is a graduate of Temple University and worked as an e-commerce executive in Philadelphia before law school. While here, she was regularly on the Dean's List and served as executive editor of the Intercultural Human Rights Law Review, president of our Jewish Law Students Association, and an ambassador for our Law Admissions Office. She has served as a legal intern for the Dade County Guardianship Program and interned with Judges Muir and Langer at the 11th Judicial Circuit. She received a pro bono commendation for her volunteer work with the Guardianship Program and with the Ronald McDonald House. She has represented our students well. During the course of the year, I often sought her advice, and she provided ideas that made this a better law school. Ms. Altbrigham plans to stay in Florida and pursue a career in elder law. Please join me in congratulating her and welcoming her to the lectern as she presents the class gift.
Good morning, graduates, faculty, family, and friends. It is with distinct honor that I stand here before you to tell you about the 2014 class gift. Joining me on stage is Maria Lopez, whose hard work and dedication has helped me make this class idea a reality. Since our gift is a service to the community, rather to our campus, we have chosen to commemorate our class gift with this plaque. This year, the graduating class of 2014 has organized the St. Thomas Law Day with Ronald House Families Paving the Way Foundation. I know, it's a mouthful. A foundation to honor the children and families residing in the South Florida Ronald McDonald Houses. For those unfamiliar, the Ronald McDonald House is a temporary lodging facility for families of children that are seriously ill or injured. For children facing a serious medical crisis, nothing is scarier than not having mom or dad close by for their love and support. To make the process of seeking critical medical attention easier, the Ronald McDonald Houses is just that, a home away from home for families so that they can stay close by to their hospitalized children at little or no cost. Therefore, these houses are run solely on the donations from their local businesses and their communities. The houses are built on the simple idea that nothing else should matter when a family is focused on the health of their child. Because when a child is hospitalized, the love and support of the family may be just as powerful as any medicine prescribed. As a school built on public service, the class of 2014 has decided to leave a lasting legacy of giving back to the community by bringing a sense of normalcy into the lives of children battling with different forms of severe health issues and the families who have dropped everything to be by their side. Every dollar donated to this class gift will be used to carry out an annual outing of law students and the families of Ronald Houses, an opportunity to give them a day to forget about their worries. The first trip under this foundation took place on Sunday, April 6th at Zoo Miami, where St. Thomas Law students spent the day with the families outside of their normal atmosphere, during which the students had the opportunity to interact, have lunch, ride camels, and feed the giraffes with the children. It is the class of 2014's hope that this is only the beginning, and that we have started a foundation that future graduating classes will continue on. This token to the families will help to accumulate the bond which the graduating class of 2014 has paved, a bond that we hope will be unbreakable. Currently, we have raised almost $1,000, and we are providing keepsake t-shirts for anyone who wishes to make a donation of $20 or more. There will be a class gift table at the reception after the graduation. Thank you for your time, and congratulations, class of 2014. We did it!
On behalf of the law school and the university, it is an honor to accept this gift, and this kind of gift of service is symbolic of why the members of the faculty and I are so proud to present this class to you. And before I introduce our very special commencement speaker, I have one more group I'd like to recognize, and that is those who will be crossing the stage to receive the Masters of Law in Intercultural Human Rights. Many of these students are attorneys from other countries who come here to learn from our distinguished faculty about human rights and how to preserve them, and will take this learning back to their countries and become champions of justice. I ask you to join me in recognizing their commitment as well. It is now my special privilege to introduce our commencement speaker, the Honorable Wilfredo Ferrer. In 2010, he was nominated by President Obama and confirmed by the U.S. Senate as U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida. In this role, he serves as the Chief Federal Law Enforcement Officer in Southern Florida. He directs a staff of almost 500 people, including 240 attorneys, in protecting our community by combating human trafficking, narcotics trafficking, fraud, and other crimes. In the last 5 years alone, his office has recovered $1.7 billion to be returned to defrauded victims. Mr. Ferrer is a graduate of the University of Miami, where he finished first in his class, and an honors graduate of the University of Pennsylvania Law School, where he served as an editor of the Law Review and was president of his class. Before becoming U.S. Attorney, he clerked for the Honorable Stanley Marcus in the federal courts, was a White House Fellow, served as Deputy Chief of Staff and Counsel to the then U.S. Attorney General Janet Reno, was an Assistant U.S. Attorney, and served as Chief of the Federal Litigation Section of the Miami-Dade County Attorney's Office. He has devoted his career to serving justice. As U.S. Attorney, he has helped defrauded citizens recover billions, and he's defended the rights of victims of crime and trafficking. But he's done a lot more than that. He has served his community and used the power of his office to set an example for the rest of us. He has launched an innovative inner-city program, the Violence Reduction Program, in which he and assistant U.S. attorneys visit inner-city schools, mentor children, help them learn to read, provide them books and supplies, and in those communities set up computer labs for residents and run job fairs for ex-offenders, all in the interest of giving people a chance and ending the cycle of violence that infects our society. When he was nominated for U.S. Attorney, former Attorney General Janet Reno said, "If I wanted to write a book about how to be a U.S. Attorney, Willie would be one of my models." He has lived up to that promise, and I'm proud to introduce him today.
Wow, I'm glad you received my mom's script. Good morning, class of 2014. What a wonderful, wonderful day. And I will tell you that I am so thrilled, and I want to thank and recognize the incredible faculty, and I want to recognize Professor Ken Noto, who's from our office, who's here working hard for the students, family and friends. I am thrilled. I am thrilled to be here because this is a vibrant, wonderful, diverse university. This is a school that has been recognized by the Princeton Review and many others for being one of the best environments for students that come from all over the world and from our community to learn, to get an education, and to serve. So I am thrilled. And I will tell you, I was thinking this morning, and I'm thinking, wow, it's been 24 years since I sat where the students are. Couple things, right? Getting old, viejo. And also, I started thinking, what I was feeling. When I was sitting there and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a lawyer. And, what kind of job am I going to have? Am I going to enjoy my job? I've got the bar. And I was thinking about all these things. And I want to tell you, students, right from the start, the folks that are here, the friends, the family, the teachers, it is from this community where either you were born in or where you emigrated to from all over the world. It is from your teachers who gave you the chance, who went that extra mile. It's the family that made the sacrifices, the friends that stood by you. It is from this group that you will always receive courage, wisdom, and strength. and they will always be there for you. And I'm telling you this 24 years later, that's what gives me strength. You should be so proud of yourself. You did it. You should feel on top of the world right now. And as you heard from this kind introduction, I have my dream job. The fact that being nominated by the president is something that I never thought would happen. And what I want to tell you is, yes, it's wonderful. I'm the chief law enforcement officer. I get to do so many things, and I pinch myself every day. But what I want to tell you is how this Hialeah boy was able to get the dream job of his life, because there was no magic potion. There was no wave of the wand. My message to you is that if this guy can do it, you can do it. And I will tell you something, yes, my parents, just like many of your parents, came to this country in 1960, and there's no way they would have ever thought that one of their sons was going to be nominated by the president. They came here with literally one suitcase, but their hearts were filled with optimism. They knew that they were going to give us a better life. And what I want to tell you today is that the lessons that have driven me through my whole life of how you live your life came from lessons that Jennifer alluded to, and lessons that everybody knows, and it comes from your parents. And mine come in three lessons. The first lesson that, and there's no way around this, there is nothing that can replace hard work and optimism. Nothing. And I will tell you, for me, it was interesting because when I was a kid, we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment in Hialeah. I had my parents, my brother, my dog, my abuela, who would listen to la novela, with, full blast. Very noisy, and, I can smell the wonderful food, and it was very cozy in there. But I will never forget my mom and dad saying, you know what, we may not have much, but education is the only inheritance that we can give you. And my mom would say to me, silencio, shush, and everybody would quiet down so that my brother and I would have time to study, so that we can sit down and focus. And they made sure that our home was an environment where we can succeed and we can learn. My dad didn't know English, so he was a CPA in Cuba, but he couldn't get a job here. So he would walk around with a sign that said, I will cut your grass for $5. He then, when I was in middle school, got into an accident and was partially paralyzed. My mom lost her job because her boss told her that she was spending too much time taking care of my dad. But you know what? They got up every morning. They never gave up. They kept working. And imagine as a kid observing this, observing the sheer power of determination. They had smiles on their faces, and they said, you know what, Willie, it's going to get better. Tomorrow, it's going to get better. I'm going to get a new job, and it's going to work out. And it did. And that message of sheer work with optimism is something that has shaped my life, and I will never, ever forget that. And that leads me to the second lesson I've learned from my parents. And this comes from my mom, and it comes from the hard work. As the dean stated, I got this incredible gift called the White House Fellowship. That changed my life. And that's a program where you get to go to Washington and be an advisor to a cabinet secretary member. When a friend of mine gave me the application, I looked at it. And I looked at the biographies of the folks that have gotten it the year before. And I took it and I threw it in the trash. And my mom, being a very strong Cuban woman, walks around, and the application landed. So it said White House Fellowship. And she said, mijito, that means, hey kid, what is this? It says White House. And I said, oh, Mom, it's an application for the White House Fellowship, but, I'll never get it. I don't know anybody. I don't have any money, And she stopped me. She looked at me in the eyes, and she said, what did you say? She goes, how can you say that after all the sacrifices and everything that your dad and I did for you, after leaving everything behind so that you would have an opportunity? I never, ever want to hear you say no to yourself. Let them say no. Big deal. You do something else. Tremendous speech. I was like, oh my gosh. All right. I took out the application. I filled it out, and I got it. I learned 2 things. Thank you. First thing I learned, moms are always right. Listen to your moms. And the second thing I learned is that you can never win if you don't play. You can't win if you don't play. You just go for it. I've had many doors shut on me, but others have opened. I wouldn't be here if that weren't true. And the third lesson comes from my father. And when I got this White House fellowship, this dream sort of opportunity, and I went up to Washington and I started working for Janet Reno, the Attorney General, my dad got diagnosed with cancer. And he died a couple of months into that. And she, being such a magnanimous boss, allowed me to be here and to spend the last moments with my dad. And I was with him during his last words. And his last words to me was a simple phrase that, again, was short but very meaningful. And he said to me, Willie, haz el bien, which in English means do good. And there is not a day in my life that I don't remember those words, and there's not a day that I don't try to live up to those words. And I will tell you that that phrase is what fuels me. It is what reminds me every day as to why I chose a career in public service. Because when you think about it, that is what we are here to do. And I love the fact that I'm here at St. Thomas, because when I looked at your mission statement says, all of you graduates, that you are to dedicate your professional lives to serve others. And if I had not listened to my dad, and if I had not been involved in community service, like, I got to tell you, I am so impressed by this class gift, because that is exactly what you are all about. That is what this profession is about. It's about giving back. And I will tell you that my parents also taught me that they came to this country to make sure that we don't sit on the sidelines. We are here to make a difference. And they taught me that it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what adversities you have to deal with. What matters is, what kind of person do you want to be? What kind of lawyer do you want to be? How do you want to build this nation? How do you want to contribute to this nation? And I am fortunate because I was able to eventually find my job that I find that I get to do good. I get to do what my dad asked me to do. I get to live a life that I feel satisfied. And my wish to you is that you find that as well, that you find that job that makes you feel satisfied and totally fulfilled. And I will tell you, it doesn't have to be being a prosecutor. Public service means so many things. It means what you guys did as a class gift to the Ronald House. It means going to a parish and volunteering your time, going to a school and reading to a child, volunteering anywhere. And you can make your own difference. Even here in this school, think about the people that helped you be here. Do the same for others behind you. Get involved in the Alumni Association. Help the students that are coming behind you, because that will make a difference. And as you do your community service and as you do your public service, which I urge you to do, remember to make a difference. Do not get caught up in getting, sort of feeling that you're defining yourself by how much money you make or the house you live in or the car that you drive. I challenge you to be defined by who you are, by being yourself, by living up to your dreams and then fulfilling them and living up to those dreams. And listen, being in a school like this, in a community like this, fight and stand up for diversity. Fight and stand up when people are bigots and they have hatred. Haters are cowards. If you stand up to them, they will back down. And yes. And I love South Florida because we are an example of a vibrant, diverse cultural area where people come to fulfill their dreams. And as lawyers, we now get a chance to make sure that this society is fairer, because you can use the law in so many wonderful, wonderful ways to help others and to make sure that this is a just society. And sometimes people ask me, but how can I help? There are so many issues. How could one person help? Well, I will repeat to you once again. Think of how you got to where you are now, just like I think about my guardian angels and my mentors and my parents, and you do the same for those coming behind you. And I know you're up to the challenge because I can see it in your faces. I can see it from the folks that have been here, and I know you can do it. And before I close, as a prosecutor, I have to say two things, just to be on the practical side once you become a lawyer. Do it the right way. It is sad sometimes when I read the paper and we see the paper and they say, oh, South Florida, the fraud capital of the world and, the country. Let's rid ourselves of this title. Do things the right way, because I will tell you, as a young attorney, your reputation and your integrity is the most important thing that you have. You have been given a gift today. Do it the right way. If, when you're in court, if you don't know the answer, I don't know, you research it. And if you're going to lose a case because it wasn't your way, again, you can only deal with the facts, so be it. Keep your eye on the bigger picture. And the second thing is, the second ingredient to success as a lawyer is treat everybody with respect. Treat your adversaries are not your mortal enemies. They're your adversaries in an admirable system of the law. You treat everybody with dignity and respect, and that will take you so long. Stay true to your values. And again, that goes back to your St. Thomas mission statement, is you live a life filled with values and principles. And as you leave the school today, as you become incredible, wonderful servants of the law, when things get rough, because they will, think of my mama and mi papa. Hard work, never say no to yourself, and get involved in your community and do good. I am so proud of you. I wish you the best, and I'm telling you, if I can do it, you can do it. God bless you, and have a wonderful career.
Thank you, Mr. Ferrer. I've been doing this a long time, and that's one of the most inspirational speeches that's ever been given at graduation. I know Mr. Ferrer even inspired me, so I'm sure our graduates are ready to go out there and do some great things. Now comes the time that we've all waited for, the awarding of the degrees. The degrees will be awarded in the order of Masters of Law, and then the Juris Doctorate degree candidates will be hooded and then presented to the President of the University for the awarding of their degrees. I ask members of the audience to respect others while taking photographs during the ceremony, and please hold your applause until all the candidates have received their degrees. We will now be recognizing the candidates for the Master of Laws and Intercultural Human Rights degree. Assisting in the hooding of these graduates are Dean Ray and Professor Siegfried Wiesner, the Director of the Graduate Program in Intercultural Human Rights. Would the candidates for the Master of Laws and Intercultural Human Rights degree please come forward? Gabriella Sheffen, magna cum laude. Jasir Friedia. Natalia Amortigui Ibanez. Sonilia Jacopi. Mamarov Edier. Bader Ayman Fadel. Veronica Orjeda, cum laude. Tyler Edward Mesmer, cum laude. Amen S. Sefelsner. Jessica Gardinas. Ferus Telvedera, cum laude. Aya Nehad Farag. Tagrid Ahmed Al-Sinami. Mukstseg Tersen Shoot. John Liali Ding, cum laude. Kate Abia. Sari Johanna Latoma, magna cum laude. Paul Six Sitawinde Karinda, cum laude. Arol Dulce. Jose Saint Louis. Tamara Dawes, cum laude. Sylvains Alfred. We will now be recognizing the candidates for the Juris Doctorate degree. Assisting in the hooding of the JD degrees will be Dean Ray and Associate Dean C.C. Dykes. Would the candidates for the Juris Doctorate degree please come forward? Patrick Michael Zarita, cum laude. Zachary Smith, cum laude. Henry David Alvarez. Michelle Gonzalez, cum laude. Edward Joseph Amalino, summa cum laude. William F. Bortz. Sarah Rothenberg. Maria Isabel Lopez. Juliana Altbregen. Marlene Sato. Lisa C. Hasselman. Lisi Celestine Jonan. Olacia Traber, cum laude. Alina Lulyuba. Jennifer Irene Badger, cum laude, being hooded by John Badger, class of 2006. Michelle Leah Revelt, cum laude. Christina Giorgio. Andrew Hardin Barnett, magna cum laude, being hooded by his brother, Adam Barnett, class of 2005. Jennifer Kane. Inalvis M. Zubianar, cum laude. Veronica Scardina. Samantha M. Flingos, cum laude. Yasna Boyan. Carlos Osvaldo Frieger, cum laude. Stephen Chase Silverberg, summa cum laude. Thomas Hallinan Vigno. Justin James Valentini. Rebecca Adalia Gayoso, cum laude. Drew R. Ball. Robert Paul Hatley, Jr., magna cum laude, being hooded by Heather Marengo, class of 2013. Jacob A. Rudman. Robert Lyle Classman. Frank Della Russo, magna cum laude. Colette Victoria Peterson. Samantha Michelle Fraga, cum laude. Tereha A. Proschel, cum laude. Krista Bordato, magna cum laude, also receiving an MS in Marriage and Family Counseling. Diana Stapp, magna cum laude. Stephanie Lopez, cum laude. Angelique Marie Morero, cum laude. Rafael Alejandro Sanchez. Robert Faniff. Eileen Martin, cum laude. Leonette Rodriguez. Cynthia Victoria Alvarado. Ana Maria Aroca, being hooded by her aunt, Professor Maria Dolores Espino, in memory of Jose Angel Espino. Charlie Paz, cum laude. Arthur Joseph Gilday. Lanita Kless. Megan Wynn, cum laude. Rose Daisy Rodriguez Arriaga, magna cum laude. You're Kevin, right? Okay. Kevin Edward Cudlip, being hooded by his father, Michael Cudlip, class of 99, cum laude. We believe this is the first time we've had a parent and child graduate. Michael David Simpson, magna cum laude. David Licker, cum laude. Chris Shermer. Lizette Cardozo. Monica Torrado Amaya. Nadine C. Gideon, magna cum laude. Masiva Talili Kaser. Alexandra S. Odot, cum laude. Richard Julian Kravitz, also receiving an MBA in International Business. Vitaly Houston. Ashley Cesarano. Jennifer Zorn. Natalie Diodone. Catherine Stephanie Orr, also receiving an MS in Marriage and Family Counseling. Justin Allen Turner, also receiving an MS in Sports Administration. Amber Nicole Bonellis. Rebecca L. Stavish. Katrina Acosta. Hamini Silva. Erica Ann D'Angelo. Anthony Ryan Sarhan. Riley. Catherine Briley. Caitlin Coglin. Armando Joseph Busello, also being hooded by his father, Armando Busello. Kevin Diaz. Jason Null, also receiving an MBA in Sports Administration. Halson LaFrance, cum laude. Timmy W. Cox I, cum laude. Luis Alfredo Golondrino. Jonathan David Hernandez, cum laude. Pritpal Singh. Jason Taylor Fowler, also receiving an MBA in Sports Administration, being hooded by Tamara May, class of 2013. Arlenis Perdomo. Vanessa Ortega. Matthew David Schomer. Christopher Andreas Citos. Stephen Vincent Maracia. Alicia Moreno. Lee James DeForest. Saviero Antonio Vigiano. Nima Ajabshir. Francis John Cheramella. Manuel Gabriel Fente. Jamie Franklin Goldman, also receiving an MBA in Sports Administration. Maggie Sanders, cum laude. Hermes Bofill. Jason Dean Hansen, summa cum laude. Nicholas John Chotos, cum laude. Benjamin Paul. William Christopher Stepbacker, Jr. Ramon Alvarez. David Mark Harris. Florina Resnick, cum laude. Anthony W. Gilbert. Joshua Brandon Bachner, cum laude. Peter Joseph Ridge. Cameron Samuel Orlean. Oleg Sokolov. Joshua Weiser. Rabdam Leon, cum laude. Michael J. Rodriguez Reedman. Roxana de los Reyes Gavilan. Michelle Mejia. Jane Eyre Perez. Alisa Frederica Woods, cum laude. Chandrika M. Quinn. Naja Imani Hawk. Christine M. Santisteban, being hooded by Carlos Santisteban, class of 2009. Carrie Neal. Paula Solano, also receiving an MBA in International Business. Julie Baranco. Sarai Baleo, cum laude. Karen Espinoza. Yasmin Sunbul, cum laude. Richard Isa, cum laude. Marla Joy Federici Ferguson. Michael A. Bryan. Joseph D. Zanetti. Erica Zuliaga. Michelle M. Baez. Kristen Elizabeth Spots, cum laude. Brittany Page Bork. Kathleen Denise Ward, cum laude. Elena Maria Vivas. Leonardo Mignon III. Elon Carey. Matthew R. Chaparini, cum laude. Stacy Allison Sciano. Anna Couillard. Annie Martinez. Dustin Tebbets Fiore, also receiving an MBA in Sports Administration. Jesse Craig Dyer, cum laude. Ashley Renee Eagle. Catherine Riano, magna cum laude. Trisha Michelle Poston, summa cum laude. Ashley Ann Martin. Ana Lucia Vera. Oh. Eudelkis Beltran, cum laude, also being hooded by Robert Altman, class of 2013. Nicholas D. Sanchez, magna cum laude. Bailey Marie Bradley, magna cum laude. Brian Bernstein, magna cum laude. Christina Lauren Fernandez, cum laude. Edward Trey Nazaro, magna cum laude. Yasmani Barroso, magna cum laude. Lindsay Michelle Scott. Rosario Lilia Torres. Chriselle McSweeney, magna cum laude. Priscilla S. Zaldivar, cum laude. Natalia Anna Figueroa. Ksenia Smichkowska, magna cum laude. Alexander Saritsyn. Andres Millon, being hooded by Juliana Millon, class of 2005. Daniel Joseph Mendez. Gino Moreno. Adrian A. Miguel, cum laude. Pilar Maria Villaverde. Raisa Woodstock. Loxanne Peta Gay Taylor. Kristen Miller, cum laude. Jaquetta Mashayla Johnson, also receiving an MS in Marriage and Family Counseling, cum laude. Nadia Mary Matroka. Christopher Robert Cooper, cum laude. Mitchell Ryan Stone, also receiving an MBA in International Business. Jack Abraham Dimitri II. Kristen Rockefeller. I know. Stephen L. Washington, cum laude, being hooded by Ricky Patel.
I love you, Ma. We made it.
Jennifer Len Edgley, summa cum laude.
I now ask all candidates for the Master of Laws in Intercultural Human Rights and the Juris Doctor degree to please stand. Monsignor Casal, the faculty of the St. Thomas University School of Law, recommends these candidates for the Master of Laws and Juris Doctor degrees.
By the authority vested in me as President of St. Thomas University by the Board of Trustees in the state of Florida, I hereby declare you to be graduates of St. Thomas University School of Law with all the rights and privileges of the degree appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
You may be seated, and congratulations. As we close, I'd like to thank Monsignor Casal, Monsignor Anderson, Mr. Ferrer, and Ms. Edgley for the wise words they provided and the inspiration they've given us. I'd like to thank everyone in this room for being part of this celebration. To the families, I again thank you for making this day possible. And on behalf of our graduates, I ask for just a couple months more patience, because at every law school in the country, the JD graduates will start next week to devote themselves to 2 months of 70-hour-a-week study for the bar exam, the final milestone in becoming a lawyer. And this study will help them pull together the learning of 3 years and to learn the specifics of Florida law for those who will practice here. And the same support and inspiration you gave them to get them through law school will be instrumental in getting them through this bar exam. We know they can do it. We've tested them. We think they are ready. And as our distinguished speaker said, they should believe in themselves, and I suggest that to you, the graduates. You can do this. You will do it well. I can think of no better closing words as I stand here on the eve of Mother's Day than those of Mr. Ferrer, our speaker. I mean, what a wonderful Mother's Day gift you have given by graduating today. And as you recall our speaker's words, as you recall Willie's words, he said, your mother is always right, and he said, do good. And that's what we are all about. I know you will go on to live inspired lives and have inspired careers and make a difference in this world. Following the benediction, I ask that the family and friends remain seated until the platform party and graduates have completed the recessional. I then invite all of you to join us for a reception at the law school immediately following this ceremony. It's a chance to meet the friends of your graduate, their families, and it's a genuine celebration of this very important day. Thank you for being here.
Will you please stand for the benediction? O God, we seek your benediction upon us as we depart from this celebration. Keep us mindful of the awesome responsibility that belongs to our graduates and all who stand in the shadow of the lady with scales and a sword, eyes blindfolded or closed in token of impartiality. O God, may our quest for justice, as defined by the wise among mortals, be for the class of 2014 the springboard for a fuller life, and may the love of the law lead them to the law of love. Amen.